Hi, my name's Jen. Welcome to my channel, All My Plants. Today I have plant chores. I have, I don't know, a handful of things. I guess we're just going to see how many I can get through in a somewhat reasonable amount of time. No guarantees on that. I usually run about an hour. I guess I'm going to start with this philodendron billietiae over here. This guy here. It's just drying very fast. And it's in a small pot, which the pot is fine-ish. I mean, it does have some roots around the bottom that I can see. But the problem, the issue, the reason I want to repot it is it's drying super fast. And that is how I've rotted this plant before. So in an effort to not do that again, I've brought it in from the greenhouse to give it a pot upgrade. And maybe I'll give it a stick, just so that I can kind of get it standing up, because it's kind of leaning down. I'm not sure what that's all about. Like, the whole plant kind of has that overall appearance of just looking downward. Well, most of it, not all of it. So I don't know if that's just a support issue or if it's because I keep changing its situation, its light. So I'm going to pot it in a slightly larger pot and give it a stick. I was going to put it on a pole, but I don't know if you can see in there. But the way it's grown, there isn't necessarily a front and back of this plant. The petioles are coming from 360 degrees rather than left, right, left, right. They're just going all the way around it. So I'd have to break a lot of leaves off to, like, butt it up against a pole, even a round pole. So yeah, I'm just gonna give it a stick because it's been growing unsupported. And it really doesn't seem to care. Like, I don't care if the leaves never get any bigger than that. That's plenty big enough. So, yeah. I think I'm going to put it in this pot with this stick. Nothing like a good stick. I'm running out of room to stick stuff. I've made a mess in here today. I actually started plant chores a couple nights ago. But I've got the plague currently, so I'm tired. I'm okay. I don't really feel sick, but I'm tired and kind of bubble-headed. So that didn't go well. I just kind of left my mess everywhere and wandered off to bed. Yeah, this pot is actually starting to crack too. I guess it's been in here a couple years, but it had no roots at all when I first put it in there. It looked okay. Not bad. Not bad. It's not as many roots as I would have expected. Or there's plenty of fine roots, but the big chunky ones, there's not a whole lot of those. I don't know. It looks like there may actually be some rot in there already. No, maybe not. But yeah, it was just drying really, really quick in the greenhouse. And so I was becoming concerned. Because, like I said, I have rotted this plant before. More than once. So hopefully we don't do it again now. Oh, I wanted to get a little bit of it off so I could see. I didn't want to tear up any roots shoving this stick in here. I guess we'll pick this side. But I'm probably going to tear some up putting this stick in here. Do I have anything that's less blunt? Shoving a blunt stick in there might not be the way to go. Doink, doink, doink. Maybe it's the only way to go. I don't think I have any other, like, actual stakes or anything other than this bamboo. It's in there now. It's in there now. So hopefully it doesn't get mad at me for that. I'm really all up on this plant here. This Ripsalis micrantha. It's been sitting here. It's been sitting there waiting for me to do something with it too, and I just haven't. The base is really quirky and just looks unwell, and that's where the entirety of this plant is coming from, is from one little piece. But I don't know. Maybe I'll get to that today. It's not high on the priority list because for now it's still okay. The plant is surviving my mistreatment. So if it ain't broke. No, I do intend to fix it. I'm just cutting it off. My luck, I'll go to, basically that plant just needs to be cut and propagated. I'm putting it off because I'm a little gun shy that I'll cut it up to propagate it and like the whole thing will die. And I really like my Ripsalis, so like it'll probably be fine, but it's, you know, just me and my weirdness. I always worry until I've had it up to here with a plant, and then I'll cut it and I don't care. And that's when every single piece survives. Like my Squamiferum, every single one rooted. Philodendron, Burley Marks, every single one rooted. It's funny, the plants you're not that worried about usually end up being the ones you have to worry about. Or you didn't have to worry at all about anything and you weren't, and it just survived. I guess it's okay. I guess it's okay. I don't think I want to put them together just yet. I was checking to see if I could pull the petioles back to this slightly wobbly stick I've inserted in here. And I can, but I don't think I want to. I think I'm just going to make sure that the base, the actual stem, not the petiole, the actual stem of the plant is snug to that base and just leave it to sort itself out, which I think it will. I think. We'll see. Oh, where's the cover? Where's the cover pot for that guy? I wonder if it'll fit in this thing. This little dirty cover pot. Well, kind of. It sits up on the lip. I don't know if I like that. I don't. That needs to be washed anyway. Dusty. Another one of these white ones. I've got 8,000 white cover pots for some reason. Oh good, that fits in there nicely. I'm gonna go with that. I'm knocking the lid everywhere. Okay. So yeah, that's that guy. Done. One down, 10 million to go. I will have to water that in a little bit, because while the center of the root ball was wet, the edges on the outside are dry. Yeah, this is toast. It's like chipping and stuff and cracked at the bottom. But yeah, what I was saying, the outside is a bit dry, and I'm afraid that will encourage root rot the next time I water, if I don't at least kind of moisten around the edge of the pot currently. So, all right, who else? This one's going to be easy peasy. I'm going to put Hoya obovata in here. The only thing that worries me about this is those are basically the drainage holes that it has. But when you put the saucer on properly, it kind of plugs up those drainage holes. So I guess I'm going to have to take the base off every time I water this plant. And it's kind of an awkward plant anyway, because it's on a trellis. It's this guy here. This is Hoya obovata. And this one does flower. It's still got a couple little peduncles on. They're so tiny on this plant. Like, I don't know what I was expecting, but that wasn't it. So this plant's actually doing okay, but a lot of the top of the root ball is exposed, which you may or may not be able to see. Half of it died. Like, it had another vine coming from down here that went up and around the other way. That just died. I have no idea why. I haven't repotted this plant in probably 3 years. I see a whole new vine growing down here though. And I see a couple of newer leaves. Oh, that's the start of a new vine. This is the start of a new vine. I don't know, maybe it's doing all right. But as I say, I haven't repotted this in years. And there's roots at the bottom. Oh, I would really like it if the trellis stayed embedded in the soil, but I'm not sure that's gonna... Oh, it did happen. Okay. It's got good roots. Not bad. So I'm not going to disrupt those roots. I'm just going to plop her right in there and try to cover the top of the root ball that is sticking out. So, and I just watered that today. Let me move this. I'm just fidgeting around it so much. Here, dangle back here. Go ahead and dangle. Okay. That's much better without that smacking me in the face. My soil is off the edge here of the screen, which why don't I have the camera pointed more this way? Because I can't reach it. But yeah, it's the same kind of chunky soil I use for everything. Same as I use for everything, or just about everything. It doesn't vary too much. It really doesn't. Even for cactus and succulents, maybe I'll add more perlite, but other than that. I'm gonna have to get rid of this leaf. Sorry. You're not looking too hot anyway. It's just this one leaf here is lower than it needs to be because I'm getting ready to put soil kind of over top of that. And it's actually very stuck. Sorry. Okay. Just because I want to kind of get it up a little bit higher and I don't want to bury any leaves necessarily. This is a really big repot for this plant. I think it'll be alright. I don't foresee any problems, but you never know. I do have another Hoya obovata. It's in a hanging pot somewhere. Somewhere? In another room, I assume. And that one, the leaves are much smaller on that one. It's probably got more leaves, but they're smaller leaves. And that one was actually started from a cutting from this one, so I don't know. Also, I think that one might have had flat mites at one point in time. It has like a lot of corky spots on it. I've treated it since then, obviously, quite a bit, and it is growing, but it just doesn't look quite as good as this one. The leaves are always kind of a little thin, which I should probably repot that too. If I had to guess, that's probably the issue at this point, but who knows? I don't know. I don't know anything. But yeah, I like this plant. The one that's in the hanging basket, I think that's been in there a couple years too. And that one has never flowered. The one that hangs has never flowered. Just this one that's trellised. I don't know if that makes a difference to anybody who's been trying to flower one. Maybe trellis it if it's hanging. That's the only difference in the way that I've cared for them. So, because I just trellised one and left one hanging. I have a couple plants like that I've trellised one and left one hanging, like my Carnosa Crimson Queen. That one trellised or hanging, it doesn't matter if it flowers. The same with the Princess and the regular green Carnosa. They don't care, they flower. Usually the first season I have them, I think all of them flowered the first season. So within the first year, definitely. Usually by fall, they flower. But yeah, what do you think? Not bad. I think it's an upgrade. It's been in that same little pot for a while, but that's a lot bigger, isn't it? Can we see that? You're trying to look at it up against my black shirt. Is that helpful at all? I don't know. But yeah, it's an upgrade. I just watered it, so I am actually going to wait a day or two before I drown this guy in. I don't want to overwater it now because I haven't had a problem with this one drying extremely, extremely fast, just fairly quickly, and the top of the root ball was exposed, and I wasn't loving that. I think it's just been knocked over a lot, and I just kind of stuffed it back in there and went, good enough, you know? Just being lazy. Just being lazy. It's got some cat hair on it. I figure I'll just check it out while I'm here, looking for any damage. This one hasn't been outside yet this year, but it's going outside now. It's going outside now. I don't think I've ever had this particular one flower indoors, actually. The little peduncle is there on the end, not that you'll be able to see it. One of them, right there. It almost looks like a random root sticking out. That one might be drying off, I'm not sure. But it had a couple peduncles. Is that the only one I see? They're short compared to some others. Maybe that's the only one left on there still. I don't know. Oh yeah, there's one over here that's dried off. Maybe that's what it is, they just dried off. They'll be back, it's fine. Okay, I moved the camera a bit so I'm not standing off the edge of the screen. Wow, this lighting is really weird. Sorry about that. I don't know why it seems so dark in here. Like on the preview, the viewfinder, whatever you call that, it looks very dark to me. But there's light everywhere in here. There are lights. In front of me, behind me, literally right in front of me. I don't know. Above me. Who's next? Okay, I've got these Syngonium albos. I think I cut these around Vlogmas. This one here is kind of a low variegation one. The leaves that are variegated are lovely, quite beautiful. But for everyone that's variegated, it's got a friend that's not. Every other one or so on the way this particular one is growing. This one here, every leaf is variegated, but they're also kind of low variegates. This one here, who knows, because we're down to one leaf for some reason. It's variegated, the one leaf that does exist on there. I don't know. Cut these in Vlogmas, and they're all just sitting in moss still. They're quite rooted. I don't know if you'll be able to see them down there at the bottom. Are they all like that? Yeah, this one's got roots coming out of the bottom. So they've just been waiting for me to come along and decide to do something with them. And I think I'm going to put, am I going to put one on a pole? I might just go ahead and stick this one on a pole. Well, I'll just put them all in there. We'll see what happens. I can actually see like which side is going to work out on a pole on this one. These two I'm not so much. I'm not sure. But I'm going to pull all this moss off the roots of these guys. We'll see how rooted they actually are, or if I've managed to rot any. It's entirely possible. Right, this is an old pot. Phew, it's warm in here today. I'm going to get an air conditioner very soon for this room. I just can't take the heat. I'm sure the plants don't mind it, but I do. Wow, it's like curled up around the bottom there, the roots. I can't even get a hold of them to loosen them. Oof. Did I do this Vlogmas? I might have actually done this in like February-ish. Now that I think about it, I'm not sure. It hasn't been long though. Hasn't been that long. Or it doesn't feel like it's been that long. I guess it's been a while. Time just flies. Oops, I just stripped that root. My bad. Well, I just wet all these too, thinking, okay, that'll make it a little bit easier for me to get this moss off. Maybe not. Maybe not. I think a lot of the secondary roots that have formed are going with the moss, which is unfortunate. I can hear, like, snapping, so. These are going in soil, so I'm not too terribly worried about getting all of this moss off. Just the bulk of it. Just the bulk of it. That's about what I'm going to do. Because that root is just wrapped around into the shape of the bottom of the pot. And seems happy to stay that way. Why fight it? This one here did the same, but not quite as bad. Looks like it doubled back on itself. Words are hard. Yeah, this one's not as tangled up. It's kind of weird little coil there. It's weird looking. Trying to hide my face. There we go. Maybe you can see. That's different. Got rot on the end? Yeah, a little bit of rot on the end there. Just a little. I'm not overly concerned. These guys root like crazy. My humble opinion, anyway. Alright, last one. Actually, this one's a little drier. Yeah, the roots on the bottom are much drier. Some of these roots might be toast because it's actually pretty dry. I don't know. It's not like bone dry, so maybe it'll be alright. I'm going to pot it up either way, and we'll see what happens. There's that guy. That might have the least roots of all of them. And I think in this mess here I have a couple, yeah I do, a couple of syngoniums that were left to root longer. If I can untangle them. Oh goodness. That's not ideal. Everybody's roots are all grown together. It's a variegated burley marks and variegated syngonium and a couple of squamiferum cuttings. Yeah, there's one of the syngoniums. Both leaves variegated, yay. Maybe you can see them. They're not extremely variegated, but they're variegated. It's okay, and I thought there was one more in here. How would you know? Maybe not. Gosh, I guess I need to sort this out. Oh, hey. The last time I checked this, it didn't really have over much roots, so I left it to root longer. I might go ahead and pot this up today too, since we're here. I'll pot it up. I might actually do that before I try to get the other one on a pole, and then these squamiferums, which I'm also going to pot them up, I think. I'll just stick them all together. Yeah, I'll just stick them all together. It'll be fine. Everything's fine. Alright, let me set them back to the side for now. Alright, so I got my syngonium pile. Where can I put my syngonium pile? Hang out here. Because I am going to go ahead and stick that in something real quick. What am I going to put that in? I think these are too small. It's going to fall over all the time if I do that. It's got a couple leaves that got to go. They're just ugly. There's one. And there's one. Alright. What's bizarre? It's got a couple of all green leaves, or mostly green leaves. I'm not too terribly worried about them. It's got plenty of growth points in there. I think it's just been waiting for some soil to make a move. It will have quite a bit of just random stem down there, but eventually I'll cut that off, get that situated. I'll get it sorted. I think this might actually be a pretty good size. Yeah, I'm going to go with this. What is that? 4-inch? I have no idea. I'm going to say it's 4-inch. Poking all the roots down. Yeah, I'll propagate this again eventually. Once it gets reestablished in some soil. If I don't rot it again, I think it was very tightly root bound in a smaller pot. Probably a pot about this size when I first got it. And then I up potted it to a 6-inch. And the roots were just kind of steady rotting. So I just cut them all, pulled it out of that pot, cut them all off and stuck them in water. And that's been quite a while ago. Quite a while ago. It's gonna be alright. No worries. They're pretty tough plants. I have another one of these, a small one that I made a cutting of quite a while ago in the greenhouse. And it seems to be liking it out there, so that's wonderful. That's magical. But yeah, it's done pretty good. It's in a teeny tiny pot though, smaller than this. And I have to keep on top of the watering, but I keep forgetting that it's in a teeny tiny pot. There's a couple of them out there in teeny tiny pots. I should stop doing that to myself and keep all the stuff in teeny tiny pots that you really have to babysit in here. But I don't, because I like to live on the edge. Alright, I'm going to set this somewhere for water. It's over there hanging out with the Billietier. Okay. Syngoniums. I'm going to go with this one, and I need a pole. It's one of the Amazon poles. I put it together the other day when I thought I was actually going to accomplish something. Let's see. Put some soil on the bottom, see if I can wedge it down in there. Of course, there's a piece of bark or something under the edge. There we go. Yeah. Okay. That soil will compress some over time, so I'm not worried that it's sticking up weird. Plant Velcro. Oh. Thought there was more plant Velcro. I have 2 plant Velcros. Is that right? This way. Sure. That seems magical. We'll go with that. If I can get a hold of the Velcro. It's fidgety. It's fidgety. Especially with that soil in the way. Ha! Victory is mine. Oh. I thought it was. I'm a liar. There will be no victory. Now it's twisted, hasn't it? Do you go this way? I think you do go that way. Right then. That'll do. I don't think I'm going to Velcro this one. This is going to be a mess. There's just going to be plants going every which way in this pot. But at least one will be attached to the pole. Now maybe I'll try 2. Try to get 2 going. It's going to be this one. The one that I just said I wasn't even going to bother to Velcro. But I am, because I lied. My bad. My bad. I'll put it right here. I appreciate that it's difficult to see exactly what in the world I'm doing over here, but I will show you what I have done once I have done it. Okay. So that's what it's looking like. Looking a little awkward, but it's fine. Okay. Alright. Put this one toward this side. Now, if I ever have to take these out or separate them for some reason, this is going to be a nightmare. Honestly, it will be. Horrifying. Okay. Sure. They'll figure themselves out. I'm not going to judge them for sitting funny. It's a wonderful thing about plants is they really don't need your help too much to figure themselves out. Just water them. Water them and give them some light. Maybe a little bit of humidity. A little bit of plant food. Some fertilizer every once in a while. I pushed that so it was leaning back. Oops. I think we got her straight now. I am so thirsty and so hot. I blame the plaga. Actually, it's not the plaga, it's just the weather, and I'm the thirstiest person you'll ever meet. I'm a thirsty lass. I always have a drink with me. I don't care if I'm like just running to the mailbox. I'm probably carrying my soda, water, tea, whatever. It's going with me. For sure. For sure. Oh no, I used the most recent thing. I've been jamming moss down into poles. I used it to support the Billietier. I'll find something. I definitely see an air conditioner in my future. I just walked away and let it cool down and went to cool down myself. But yes, so we're back to stuffing, which isn't the most fun, so I'll speed it up. Just looking for any gaps in the moss, because I have a tendency to just quit halfway through or something and leave big gaps. But that's how it's going to live for now. And I have said that it's harder to water moss poles that aren't all the way full of moss, but I've gotten to the point where I don't know if it's worked smarter or lazier. I have a pump sprayer, so I've gotten to the point where I just jam the wand down in there, click it so it's locked on, and just let it go for a few minutes. And that seems to do the trick. I will say watch out if you don't have a cover pot on it, because you're going to ruin your furniture or your floors. You're going to get water everywhere. But I usually just throw them in the tub when I do it, because I'm kind of showering the foliage as well. And I don't want to stand there with the shower nozzle for 10 minutes for each plant. So I just put the sprayer handle in there. And that works for me. All right, so this one is actually going to go to the shower to be watered. I've got I already put the Philodendron Burleymarks variegated. I already put that in there for watering. So now I'm going to put this in there and see who's next. Okay, I'm going to throw this right back in there. It's fine, I'm sure it's fine. It's all going to be fine. Okay, so now I've got this little Alocasia Frydek, or Mycolitziana, that. And it's just drying real fast. Like I killed half the leaves yesterday, just because I forgot to water. So I'm just gonna, this soil doesn't look that bad. I guess it's just kind of hydrophobic. It's not consistently moist in here. And I just watered it, so I don't know. A couple little corms in here. It really doesn't have that much roots either. Some of them are really fragile, like they might have some dry rot going on there. I would really like to put this in pon. I don't think I have any pon. I don't think it actually comes till like next week. I finally managed to order some while it was in stock. But yeah, it's going to be a ways yet before it comes. Yeah, some of these roots aren't great. Alright. I do have some pon. I'm sure it'll be enough if I can find a pot small enough for these guys. Okay, I'll be right back. Let me go see if I can find the pon, and I'm just going to take this and give it a rinse and get all this soil off. And then I'll be back. And maybe the camera won't overheat. Okay, so now what I've got is 3 Hoyas. Hoya obovata, intervariegated splash, this one, Hoya panchoi, and Hoya Matilde splash. And I'm suspicious of all 3 of these Hoyas, and that's why they're sitting here. I believe they still have root mealies. I haven't had these that long, but fairly shortly after getting them, I was like, they no grow. What's going on? And so I dug around in there, and they had root mealies. Yeah, they still have root mealies. I thought I put systemics in these, but maybe I did not. I think it's just these 3. Oh no, because it was also the Hoya Ganong. This one had stopped growing. It was in, I don't know, either leca or pon. And I potted it into potting soil maybe a few weeks ago now. Maybe even a month ago, I'm not 100% sure. But it wasn't growing. But since I've repotted it, we have a new leaf, a new tendril, another new leaf, and it still had root mealies. It does not now that I am aware. I haven't actually unpotted it or anything, but that seemed to do it because now it's growing again. So I'm going to do something similar with these. I think I can see like mealybugs in semi-hydro. You can see them kind of in the reservoir. Sometimes you can see them just little baby ones floating around in the reservoir, or you see like a white scum on top of the nutrient solution or water, whichever you have in there. And I'm kind of seeing that. So, but we'll go ahead and dig around in them anyway and look. I'm not sure if I'm going to pot them into soil with systemic, or if I'm going to try again, and I don't think I'm going to try again in semi-hydro. I might take cuttings of them later after they get growing again and put them back in semi-hydro. Here, I'll take a picture and put it on screen so you can see what I'm looking at down in there. Because it looks like little tiny mealybugs to me. If only my phone would work. Even my phone's hot. Even my phone doesn't want to cooperate. Yeah, you can kind of see it on the picture. Sure looks like mealies to me floating around in there. Oh, and a silvertail. Not that, or springtail, silvertail. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so that's what I'm seeing in the reservoir. And I will reuse this, but I will boil it first. Yeah, obovata splash variegated. Also, this one is not looking the most variegated on the 2 new leaves, so I might cut that. I've got this box here, I guess you can see it. It's, what are you? Perlite. It's just perlite. So I might propagate some in that. Yeah. I'm seeing little teeny mealy bugs on some of the hydro, or some of the leca. That's not great. Ooh, okay. Yeah, it's got them for sure. Hang on. I will get this closer so you can see. It's horrifying. It's horrific. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, right in there. This light is not cooperating really well, but I'll take a picture and put that in as well. It's just, they're everywhere in there. Everywhere. That's a bummer. I think these are the last 3 that I got. They were all from the same person, same place. These are the last 3. Nope. There's the Hoya Wilbur Graves over there, which I've already propagated that with no roots. But yeah, I still have the rest of the plants sitting over there. Probably with root mealy bugs also. Oh shoot, and another mystery Hoya. Surgoensis. I say mystery Hoya. I'm not sure what it is. I think that's what it is. Oh, they're just everywhere in here. I think we're just gonna lose the roots because that's so much. Oh, I said I was gonna take a picture, didn't I? Ugh. Gosh, they're all over the leca that's fallen in there. Hold on. It doesn't really look like much. It's just like a white powdery stuff. I guess root mealybugs aren't as big as like regular mealybugs. Ooh, there's some in there. Actually, that might be perlite there. Because it looks like this was propagated in perlite at some point. I'm trying to find a good spot with a bunch of them to take a picture of. Oh. Where I haven't disrupted them terribly. Nasty. Yeah, we're gonna lose the roots. Because that's just so many. That is so much. We might even just lose the base of the plant. Because this is not cool. Mealybugs are not cool. Pardon me. It's a shame because if the roots weren't suffering, this is a really nice root system. There's like plenty of roots there. And they're actually in pretty good shape despite the mealybugs. I would just try the hot water method, which I did for some other Hoya. What was it? Oh, it was the Ganungating, however you say it. It was that one. Not only did I pot it in systemics, but I first washed the whole plant in 120-degree water, including the roots. So, and it didn't actually suffer any ill effects that I'm aware of. It actually started growing pretty quickly. So, I don't know. Oh my gosh. This root ball is like so dense. Yeah. So, what do? I cut it. That's what I do. That is no good to me. I'm gonna take it out of the room, actually. I'll be right back. That sucks because that's actually where the best variegation on this plant was. It's not very highly variegated at all. At all for a supposedly variegated Hoya. It's okay. I'd rather have a healthy Hoya than one that's just covered in mealies. The leaf sets are tight together. Alright, so I guess I'll have 3 cuttings. I'm just going to set them aside and let them dry, and then I'll go and wash them down and spray them and all the stuff. But for now, they can just sit over there and think about what they've done. Nothing. They didn't do anything. That's fine. Ugh, I just realized they're all stuck to the inside of the pot, too. Here's a picture of that. Okay. Ugh. Next. I'm creeped out. This one is also in leca, so I guess I'll do that one. This is the Hoya Matilde Splash. It's lovely. It's probably not showing great from way over there, and this one has the same thing going on down in the reservoir. Oh, and I can actually see them on the bottom of this pot. Ugh. So, yeah. Root mealies on the inside of the pot. Gosh, they're even on the leca. Like, it's impossible to see that white dot. I would try to zoom in. Maybe you can see it. It's just a little white dot on there. Yeah, they're all over the roots on this guy too. I hate to cut this because there's not that much of it. But yeah, we're gonna lose the roots again. I might actually be able to reroot this one from the base, but that's a lot to try to reroot. Oh, it's got roots coming from up higher. It's okay, we'll just cut them all off. We'll just cut them all off and hope for the best. Alright, so I'm gonna leave that as a section. Gosh, these are kind of close together too. Alright. That's going to be one section. And then I guess I'll do single nodes with these guys up here. They're so close together. Alright, I'll let them sit there and breathe a minute. Once again, get rid of the yuck here. Ooh, everything's got to be boiled and bleached. Ugh, what a pain. What a pain. Alright, and then this last one is the Panchoy, which I believe is related to like Bertonier affinity, and it's got some places that are just straight dying on it. So it took right off once again. Yeah, it's just losing leaves. Leaves are just falling off. It took right off after I repotted it, and then it's just started to look like hell here lately. So I'm pretty sure the root mealy infestation continues. Yeah, it's all over the water, just the white scummies. Lots of springtails also. I actually don't see them on the bottom of this pot, but I see them in the water. Okay. So yeah, that's fun. Yeah, this one's in pond. I actually don't see any in there yet. But I know they're there. Somewhere. You can't hide. I guess they can, they have been. Yeah, I'm seeing some now. Ugh. They look a little bit different in pond. I mean, enough that you can tell it's the same thing, but maybe it's because they're soggy. I don't know. Like, I think the pond seems to hold a little bit more moisture maybe than leca. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just gonna lose all the roots again because I'll never get them out of there. I will never get them out of there. It's driving me nuts to keep trying. I'm not leaving myself a lot here to work with as far as trying to reroot these, but it's okay. I'll leave a couple of the bottom leaves on these guys if I need to. I just can't. I'm losing the patience. All of the patience. It's going. Because of the root mealies. Like, they're a pain in the butt. Seems a lot easier for me to get rid of them in soil with systemic, but it did not work so well apparently in semi-hydro, which I was unsure. I had never really tried it before. I was unsure that it would do anything when I tried. Some of these roots are really stringy and damaged. But I guess that's fine, because we're not going to be keeping them anyway. I'm just trying to pull off enough of the bottom leaves to give myself something to work with to root it. I don't know if you can see that at all. It's not very much there, but it's a little bit more without the bottom leaves in the way. Then this piece, I'm going to take the whole bottom section off. That's cute. Poor thing. Okay. Is that all of that? Yeah. Alright, I'm going to get rid of all this. I'm going to go put them in a strainer and blast them with some hot water. And then spray them with probably Captain Jack's. Maybe Captain Jack's and neem oil. We'll just, you know, overkill it. And then I'll be back and we'll put them in some, probably in this perlite box. Okay, so I've got a colander full of washed plant. And then just a box of damp perlite here. And I guess that's what I'm going to tuck them into. I don't know. These little mealybug guys are very frustrating. I think this perlite needs to be more damp also. It's not very damp. I just took one of these full and just kind of spritzed it, but I don't think it's that damp. I don't know, there's some moisture on the bottom, but not much. So I'm probably going to add quite a bit more water. Quite a bit more water. I'm just poking them down in here. There's no rhyme or reason, no method to my madness. No method other than to stick them in there so that maybe they'll grow roots. One can hope. I'm also trying not to overlap them terribly. Trying to not. Oops. I just broke a leaf off. I can't tell which way it's going. It's got one weird little leaf sticking up at the end. Oh shoot, I took my scissors off and bleached them, and I forgot to bring them back. Okay, anyway. Carrying on. I guess I'm working with it like it is. If you see me rubbing the leaves, it's some of that sap has gotten on some of them and left like white marks, sap. I was trying to rub it off. It's clearly not going to come off. So that's a bummer. It's fine. Maybe if they root and grow, I'll get around to wiping them down properly before I pot them up, or when I pot them up. Whichever the case may be. I would try to root them in, like directly in pon or something, but I think some of the stems are very short, and I'm not sure that I'll be able to keep them in the pon to root them. So that's why I'm just kind of poking them down onto this perlite in hopes that that will help them to root. Alright, it's definitely going to need a little bit more moisture. I'm going to go get another bottle, and I'm going to dump this entire bottle in there. I am. Okay, sorry, we sped through that because my husband called. He's getting me an air conditioner. Like I said, the plants might hate it, but at least I'll be able to tolerate it up here and close the windows. Maybe we won't have any more ceiling thrips, which I actually don't see any. They're not back yet. But it was 3 days. I'd just come up here and vacuum them off. Okay, anyway, this is what it's looking like. I'll bring it closer so you can see. I'm just gonna kind of leave the lid open. And let any excess water evaporate off for now. Well, I'll set it here in front of this fan. That'll help. but then I'll close it up and tuck it under one of the shelves, under one of the lights somewhere. But yeah, I don't know, wish me luck with those, because I like those Hoyas. I really like the Mathilde. I think that one is my favorite of those three anyway. Oh, I did say we were going to check the last one that's in pawn. That one grew, so I don't know, but we're going to look anyway. I just snatched a leaf off of it, trying to get it off the shelf. I'm seeing something white and fluffy on the surface here. What is that? Okay, let me put in a picture. Always something, I'm telling you. Darn plants. What are you? Yeah, I don't know what that is. It almost looks like some sort of fungus or something. But there's other little places of it. Are you alive? Oh, it's like a cluster of mealybugs, apparently. Or mealybug eggs, maybe? Dang, I thought I was done. Okay, one more, I guess. I'm running out of quarantine trays for old soil, or not old soil, old semi-hydro. I guess I'm gonna put it in here. This was the, I said it was gonna be my cocktail juice. I actually washed it. It does have a hard water line, but I washed it. And I didn't actually make a cocktail with it. I don't see any on the bottom of this, or floating in the reservoir. But whatever that is on the top there, it's making me a little suspicious. I'm gonna say it's like mealybug eggs or something, but what do I know? Until I dig around in here, I won't really know for sure. My eyes are so bad. Oh, good. I'm making a mess. Perfect. I'm trying to keep it contained. I'm not doing a great job though, am I? Yeah, this one is growing though. I don't see any mealybugs down in here. Or on the side of the container. Okay, so was that white stuff some sort of fungus? Because there's no sign of any mealybugs down in these roots. Gosh, you know what? I've already got it out. I might go ahead and put it in the soil. Because I've already disrupted it. I've got another cutting of this. I traded one, but I kept one. It's in stratum right now. Maybe I'll put that in semi-hydro once I get around to repotting it. It was, I think it was just the tendril. I had cut a tendril off because I was cutting anyway. I was like, well, we'll see if it'll root. It did. And while the tendril itself hasn't grown, it's put out a new shoot. That's where that's coming from, is a new shoot there. But yeah, the tendril is dying back. But it made a new plant first. So yeah, I'm gonna look at the underside of these leaves. Gosh, I am breaking them all off. That's okay, these are all green anyway. I'd actually cut it back once already because it was spitting out all green, or mostly green leaves, when, you know, this is what we're after. Is the silvery ones. I'm tempted to cut it again. Gosh, I'm not going to. I just broke half the plant off, so maybe it'll be alright. It's going to reshoot from somewhere. Alright, I am going to stick it in soil though, because we're here. You know what, maybe we'll put it in a clear pot, that way we can kind of keep an eye on those roots in case there are any mealybugs. I could actually go a little bit bigger, but I think that's going to be alright. I'm going to go with it. We'll go with it. And I'm going to wash and boil all this stuff anyway. Wash, boil, and bleach. In whichever order we go with. Because it'll make me feel better. Even though, like I said, I really don't see anything in this one. I am paranoid at this point. Oh, and I forgot to put, wait a minute. I'm going to add a little bit of systemic to this soil. Hopefully I can just remember that I've done it. I don't want to plant any green beans in it. This is the systemic I use. Says aphids, whiteflies, and other listed insects. Even new growth is protected for up to 8 weeks. So we'll see. What's the active ingredient? Imidacloprid. Imidacloprid. I think that's how you say that. But yeah. So that's what I'm going with. I'm just about out of it. Oh, it does say, okay, protects aphids, whiteflies, mealybugs, scale, and other listed insects. So I guess in every place you look, it lists even more insects, different insects. I don't see katydids on there. But yeah. Just mixing it in. I know a lot of folks will just put it on top of the pot, like, and water it through, systemic, I mean. But I'm just gonna put it right in the soil, just in case, because we're pretty sick of fooling around with these guys. Not the plants. I'm always happy to fool around with a plant, but when I'm trying to save it from pests, it does get a little tedious. Trying to make sure I get some soil down in that root ball. Poke your fingers in the systemic, Jen. I'm gonna go wash my hands, don't worry. I should really be wearing gloves though, because I'm assuming if it can be absorbed by a plant, it can be absorbed by your skin. Living on the edge. Alright, I'm gonna go water my hands and the plant. I'll use soap on my hands, I'll leave the plant soap free. Maybe. We'll see. Okay. I guess I have taken up enough of your day. I'm going to clean up my mess and put my stuff away. My stuff. Why did I put this over here in the danger zone? Why are you over here? Was I supposed to do something to you? I don't know. It's the saddest little Hoya polynura. It's very sad. Maybe that's why I was going to dig around and figure it out. I don't know. I'll do that another day. Alright, so if you're trying to get rid of mealybugs, how are you going to do it? How are you going to try to get rid of root mealies in particular? I haven't seen any actual, like, over the soil on the plant mealybugs in kind of a while, I guess. I think the last one I saw it on was the Hoya ganungading, which is the one that I repotted into systemics in soil. So, I don't know. That was kind of also a tip-off that it had root mealies, and it did. But yeah, how do you get rid of them? Do you just cut off all the roots? Is that the best course of action? Was this a terrible idea? I'm sure somebody will let me know if I've made a terrible mistake. If it is a mistake, I guess at least I propagated a bunch of Hoya today. Anyway, thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for watching, and come back and check me out again soon. Bye.